Tuesday.
June 16th. I check my calendar. Good morning, my name is Terry Morgan. Today is June 16th, 2020. We are here to practice Wudang Taiji. I've covered a fair part of the form up to now. This week, we're going to cover the set that I gave yesterday, and we're going to cover it again today and review a lot, practice some more. And then next week, I'm going to give another set. The last week of the month, I'm going to give the final set in the first part, part one. Okay, it's a long form. So I'm also working on a couple other things, and it's going to take me a little bit to figure out all of the details. I've said before, and I had an email from a student yesterday asking about what we're doing here and this and that, and I have a couple of things planned. One of which is something that I'm going to put up. I may have said this already. It's going to be an Ask Me Anything Saturday afternoon. I'm working on the time, maybe 1 to 2 Eastern time. I need to look at my time zones for a minute. That's going to be video chat, and everybody's going to be welcome. This class, this time period, I'm going to continue with Wudang Qigong. I'm looking at what I'm going to do with this block of time for Tai Chi practice. May change a couple of things just to make it easier for people who would like to drop in for the day to be able to do that. With all of the material that I've covered up to now, it's possible to kind of drop in and get a sense of what I'm doing, but being able to follow through a complete set, a little tough. With Qigong, sets 1 through 4 on Thursday and sets 5 through 8 on Friday, and we repeat. That's easier for someone who is occasionally practicing to be able to join. And I want to enable that. I want people that they want to do something, they want to practice, they're not necessarily going to be dedicated to being here every day, at least not in this time period. All right? So with that in mind, I would encourage you to message me, email, text, put something up in the comments. I'm very happy to get comments. I really am. So, put my coffee down. Yeah, coffee is important. All right? And we're only going to do a little stretch this morning because I'm going to focus on the set that I'm giving this week. There are a few things that I covered yesterday that I need to be a bit more thorough about, and we need to practice it a little bit more. So feet about shoulder width apart, could be slightly wider, not much. And we're just going to do big stretch. Arm circle to the front and around to the sides. Pull up through the spine, up through the crown of the head, reach up, keep the shoulders down, and stretch out over the legs. Bend the knees. Start at your tailbone, pull up through the spine, roll up through the spine 1 vertebra at a time, and let's do it again. And stretch up. Reach out over the legs, extend the arms, keep the shoulders down. Arms and shoulders are separate. Yes, they are. Roll up through the spine. One more time. Then stretch up. Reach out. Yeah. Elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. Okay, and I'm going to talk about this because it's noticeable. Okay. I just untied my shoe. I have one of my old leg warmers from my dance training on my leg. There's been some odd issues in my ankle, and excuse me, and I think it's not my ankle, I think it's something above my ankle. What happens when I put the leg warmer on, obviously, is it keeps my leg warmer. That's the point. Alright, but it seems to help release whatever's going on there, so that my heel and my ankle are not in pain anymore, which is a really good thing, because it was really bothering me. Alright, so, and, you know, it's noticeable. It's also a tip, right? Two things. One, something that's very simple can be very helpful. And I will tell you from long experience that if you have any trouble with circulation or difficulty with the lower part of your extremities, that's the lower leg, and the feet, a nice pair of leg warmers will go a long way towards helping that. Any dance supply store has them, and I will tell you, they will go a long way. And no, I'm not a paid anything for this. This is me saying this helps me. It could help you. If you want, try it. If you don't, oh well. You know, so, okay, the other so, besides being helpful to me, right, maybe helpful to you, welcome to try it. I want to point it out. I had to point it out because it's visible, right? This leg looks different than this leg. There's this bunchy thing over here, right? What's going on? What's up with that? I just gave the explanation. The other part of it, okay, so maybe it'll help you, maybe who knows. The other part of that is my analysis of what was going on, and I have talked about this in other videos. When you have something going on that is causing you discomfort, it is your body telling you, pay attention over here, all right? Depending on what kind of pain it is, you should either stop, or maybe you can continue, but either way you need to listen. So, sharp, abrupt pain, stop. Don't do what it does, just stop. That kind of creepy and starting to feel it kind of pain, well, yeah, that's what happens. Alright, and you just need to be aware of that one. Alright? But something's wrong is a different kind of pain. And you have to listen to that. Where's it coming from? Why do you have it? What's going on? Does it happen at a certain time? How can you isolate that condition? How can you isolate it so that you can at least understand what's happening? Right? Maybe you can't deal with it really well. Maybe you don't have the medical training, knowledge, something. You know, it's a lot. But at least for yourself, you can know, you know, it's the old school comedy. If I do this with my arm, it hurts. Doctor says, don't do that with your arm. Right? So, I had discovered pain in my heel. I'm finding that having the leg warmer on and making sure that I do some fairly simple leg stretches is extremely helpful. I've also been working a little bit higher as I redevelop my skill, my elevator skill to go up and down, right? You want that elevator skill. Elevator skill is good. All right, in Wudang Tai Chi, I'm going to review the first part that we have up to now. Then I'm going to turn around, go slower. All right, so this is that idea of don't step on the cat, right? This is the idea of keeping in your mind, here's a sequence, here's what this looks like. Movie type image, here's what it looks like. And if there's a question about a movement, this is a good time to look for that particular movement to see if you notice what the answer is, or if you at least notice a little bit more detail about that movement. And I'm going to go quickly and I'm not going to talk. Alright, that last move we did not cover yesterday. I'm going to add it in today. It makes for a pretty good place to stop. And then we'll cover this bit again tomorrow. Then next week I'm going to add another piece. Okay? So we started yesterday from here, single whip, yeah? Palms out, in, left hand comes to the lower tantian, right hand comes up with a wrist. Circle, turn, right? Let's do that again. From here, right? We just did cloud hands, 1, 2, single cloud hands, 1, 2, 3, reach out, drop the wrist, hold hook. Left hand at the right shoulder, inside. Let's make a circle, open here. This one comes with a little bit and turns. There's a turn to it. It's here. It's not go fiddle with the wrist out here. It's here. Okay? So, single cloud hands. Let me turn around. Sorry. Single cloud hands. 1, 2, 3. Reach out. step to the 45, open, do it again, reach out, step to 45, little bit, not a lot. And I'm going to say again, this wrist, okay, nothing for it. This wrist, right, it's not some whirligig thing out here, okay? Tambien is not. I've seen people do that. It's wrong. Don't do it. Don't do it. Alright. I'm going to go this way. Pay attention to this hand. Alright? As I stretch out my hand, alright, I'm here. The turn in the hand, movement in the hand, comes from the turning of the waist and a turn in the tantien. Right? This is the end of the whip. It's not the beginning of the whip. It's the end of the whip. Single whip. Tambien. It's a whip. It's not, so just pay attention to, this is the end of the whip, not the handle of the whip. Handle's over here. Alright? Extend. One more time. Extend, open, sink, both hands come in, palms turn out. 上脸多张. Double layer. There's a and push with the palms. Okay. Layer is another move in our. So we have Pang, Lu Jian, Sai Lia, Jiu Ko. Those are the 8 directions in Tai Chi. I kind of tend to, if I'm teaching, I kind of tend to stay there for a minute while I'm giving the explanation. So, all right. It's comfy. I was all right. All right, single whip. Extend, turn, down, out. Right? So we're 45 here, sink, both palms out. Circle, keep going. Circle down, right palm up. Right, excuse me, right wrist up. 地手上身. Okay? This direction. Turn around, follow me. Clap hands, single clap hand, 1, 2, 3. Extend to the 45. Down, out, around, up. To the 45. Down, out, up. Okay? The key to this set is that dynamic as you follow the path of the circle. Circle. Right? Around and out. Smaller circle is fine. Larger circle is okay. Larger circle I just did, yeah? You can see it. Smaller circle. Not so much. So, the more that you can internalize the movement, the more you understand what the dynamic of the movement is, right? Where does it go? What am I doing here? I'm going here. That's fairly straightforward once you see it. When you understand that, when it becomes natural, right? You start to fill in where that force can be applied, where it may be more convenient in an application to use this as an emptying technique, right? So, following the circle, where does it go? What am I doing here, right? The effort through the legs is not insignificant, okay? For this set, a lot of work here. And there should be a lot of work going on here, right? I'm still working on getting back to that 40, yeah, I've gone back, 45-ish now. I'd like to be back to parallel, more or less. So I still have a little bit of work on that. But the point is that in this set, right? Turn here, use the waist, using the legs. There's a lot of transfer going on, right? I'm here. All the weight's on my right leg. Step. Transfer the weight, turn the waist. If I don't do anything with my hands, if I just stick my hands up someplace where I'm just holding my hands, right? Here, step, turn into it. That's part of what gives you the whip in single whip. All right, so step into it, right, here, and I'm going to turn again here, and again here. When you are first learning, it's very helpful to take the movement apart and to do only the legs or only the hands, because as you focus on that one particular body part, I need to focus on, I'm here and I should step back to the, if I'm facing this direction, I should step back on the 45. All right, I keep missing that. I keep stepping too far, not far enough. I need to work on that. All right, so I put a marker on the floor that shows me where that 45 is. I'm going to put a marker over here where I'm standing that says here's where I'm standing. Here's a 45. And I would practice that. I actually did that. So, and you can practice that until your body feels it, to the point that it's difficult for you to not hit the correct position. Let me say that again. Practice it to the point that it's difficult for you to not hit the correct position. That's the step beyond actually hitting it most of the time. Okay? And that's the step that you want. So for the most part, for my Tai Chi stepping, I know where I'm going, and if I need to go on a 45, that's where I go. I don't think about it that much anymore. It's instinctive to me. So I encourage you to do this kind of practice where you're actually paying attention to one particular thing, only that thing, and developing better skill with it. All right, now, for today, I'm going to review just a little bit what we have for today, and then we'll cover the rest of tomorrow. I'm getting another connection message over here. Hang on one second. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to help or not. I hope so. Then I got a green light in one place and still a yellow bar in another. So, crossing fingers. All right. I know it's getting recorded, so there's that. I verified that in the past. All right. So for today we have single whip. Palms out. Palm up. This is not a fist. This is a palm. Okay. Circle again. Step up. Palm out. Single whip. Double palm, hand up, step up, circle, palm. All right, circle, palm, circle, palm. All right, 3 guesses what my target is. It only took you one. Thanks. All right. Down. As you step up, right? This hand is out. Right hand is out. Left hand is here. Lower time to hand. Change hands. 1, 2. Drop the wrist, drop the elbow. 3. Palm. 1, 2, 3. Okay? You do that a little more at speed. Single whip. Palms out. Up. 1, 2, 3. All right. And you'll notice by the time I'm here, I've shifted my weight because my next move is here. Okay? So within this particular set, we have a bit more work with the hands, not so much the stepping methods, right? When we started, hold the ball, right? We're doing traveling, we're going, okay? Similar to the beginning of our Wudang Taiji, we have now a set that is more or less staying in the same space. All right, I'm here, single whip. I didn't travel very much. Okay? That's my point. At the beginning of the form, we have several moves that don't really travel very much. You're doing a lot, but you're not really traveling. You're not moving. When we start our hold the ball series, right? Hold ball, hold ball right side, right? Tang Jian, turn around, cloud hands, keep going, right? We're moving, traveling, okay? The sets that don't travel tend to include quite a bit of detail that is not repeated. Many of the sets that do travel, right, especially with cloud hands, we repeat this move in our form several different times, and we go to both sides. This only shows up once. So, as with anything else, the things that are repeated have value. The things that are not repeated have a different type of value. We want to pay attention to both. We want to make sure that we understand that, yes, we may be doing, I could do this to the other side. It's possible. I don't do that in this form. If I wanted to practice that separately, I could. I appreciate you coming this morning. Let me do this one more time. Extend the right hand, left hand at the right shoulder, step to the 45, single whip. Down, out, up, circle again, step up, palm, left hand down, right hand up. Change the weight to the right. Right hand down, left hand up. All the weight on the right. Step up. Both hands hold fist. All right. And, you know, there's I talked about this at the beginning. I'm going to talk about it now. All right, as we look at these particular forms, there are any number of things that are more or less correct, and there are some things that are just not correct at all. So we want to pay attention to more or less correct, working towards the more correct. All right, so what is she talking about? What does that mean? with this particular move, right? I'm here. Now, I could have, maybe I will later, stepped into it here, which is a much lower stance. The same holds true for as I step up. Yeah, I can be here, provided I can move from there. Part of that is what I just did. Part of that was dynamic, being able to push and put myself into the correct position. Part of it was the strength in my leg. It needs to be all the strength in my leg. I need to be able to do that without using the physics to move my backside to where it needs to go. All right? If I'm going to be that low, if I'm going to work here, then no, I don't need to do that because it's fairly easy to do that step. All right? What we're working for is that happy medium between this is easy for me to do and this takes a little more effort. This takes a little more effort is what lets you build up the capability to do more. Okay? So, and that effort, physical effort as well as the mental effort to be able to follow along in the sequence. So, it's a lot of work. I find it fun. It's engaging. I use my mind, use my body, what sense of rhythm I've got. I a little bit. All right. Then the physics and geometry and all of that, which I do have, and a few other things. So it's this is an enjoyable thing for me. I hope it is for you too. Thank you for coming. I will see you tomorrow. We're going to review everything that we did today again in more detail. I'm happy to answer questions if you have them. Thanks.